see the browser in the stream?
No, it's just the end of stream with the robot right now.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
the
good.
robots.
We start good, yeah. Okay, I think now we got it.
Hello, guys. Do you hear me now?
Yes,
Yep.
brilliant.
Yep, loud and clear.
Ooh.
Okay,
Hey,
Nice
there's the
to be
browser.
here.
Oh wow, some
once-
production value right here.
uh, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Okay, so there we are. Okay, so I think we are good. I have closed all the replays, so we should be good to go. 1 second, yeah. Wow, I want to check the chat. Oh,
Hey, Chris.
always the last minute, everything.
Yeah, sorry. How is everyone?
Well, in
Pretty
honesty,
Good.
I was about to tell you like 5 times the whole week, every day, when are you going to close the ladder? Because I mean, my body is basically bleeding points per second, and I have tier 1 point away. So
okay. So
But Tyr is already qualified, right? So it doesn't matter.
yeah, but then come Kestrok Gauntlet, and it's not the same, even if he's qualified.
yeah. Okay.
So
So
another season gone.
yeah, it's been a great season actually. We've had a new #1 bot like take over. Eris is brilliant actually. Like that.
It's super impressive.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's due to be closed at midnight tonight. We're closing it slightly early because we want to close it on stream. And
Oh, okay, so
Do we know which the last round is going to be?
so the last rounds will carry on until they finish, but we will be able to see what they are.
So if we started at 4 a.m. this last round, I'm guessing that no new rounds are going to be created after you close the.
After we close the season, no more rounds created.
Okay, so if we finish, this was around 16 hours or so, 20. Most likely at midnight UTC should be kind of close.
Yeah. Yeah, so we won't know for certain. I'll be able to confirm the
I'm not sure we
qualifications
can
on this stream, but
stream for that long.
Well,
No.
the night is young.
I mean, like, if you want to go, guys, like, I'm happy to stay here all night. But it's entirely up to you guys.
That might be a bit much.
Yeah. I think people will get
Tiny
slightly
bit.
bored with us talking for that long.
I
get
think we
bored.
run out of things to say.
I get more bored of myself talking after about 10 minutes. So I don't know how the rest of you manage it, to be honest. But
Well, Fidel Castro is one of the best figures of the 20th century ever. So we can do a speak out of 6 hours or something.
I mean, we could. You go for it. I think the internet might just get bored and die, like what happened with Facebook the other day. It's like that just happened to everything. We're like, all right, kill DNS. We've got everyone bored to death now. Like these guys have been talking for ages. Cause a global panic or something. I don't know. But yeah.
I wanted to ask because for me it has been like a Micro Machine #1 forever. I mean, since I joined, not of course actively as an author, but since I started watching the tournaments, Micro Machine was always the #1 bot in ladder.
Yeah.
For how long has been?
So I can tell you that so Micro Machine hasn't always won the tournaments, but he's always been #1 on the ladder since season. I think it's either 5 or 6 of the old SC2AI tournaments. Let me just check that now. So going back to season 5, No, season 5 was 5 Minute Bot by Arcturus. That's going back some time now. I don't know how many of you remember that. But
Not
yes,
You remember 5 minute? Yeah.
yeah. Season 6 was the first time that Micro Machine run ladder. That was back in 2018. So the last, the games for season 6 started in July 2018. So it's the first time in 3 years, over 3 years, that Micro
Wow.
Machine hasn't been the top dog at the close of season. So congratulations to Eris, you've broken a 3-year chain. That's insane.
We know.
That's-
It has to
no.
be 2 people. I mean, you can only beat a Micro Machine with another 2 people.
Yeah, yeah. So I think Eris gets the championship trophy. Well, not the championship trophy, but the Elo points. But interestingly, doesn't have the highest win percentage, but obviously got the
Well,
wins
this
in the right
is,
places.
This is
Yeah.
the entire season, right? And it's only for the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
bit that there has been on top.
yeah. So
Okay, I have made some graphics, but I wanted to, before we start talking about them, I wanted to tell you the non-issues. Okay, there are basically 2. First one is, unfortunately, Micro Machine. It's supposed to be 800 rounds matches. Sorry, you see here. But Micro Machine was having a lot of cancelled games and those that have been cancelled doesn't appear in here. So because there was no change in it was a cancelled match. The second one is that the Elo is not sorted by time. So if let's say that we have, you know that the rounds don't go always like first match of the first round, second match of the second round, etc., etc. Sometimes you make the first match of the first round, then you jump to your 20 match on the second round because rounds are going in parallel. So the problem in here is that if these ones basically seems to be happening in the same time. So if you jump 20 matches, you will see that there's a big jump between the first. I hope I'm trying to somebody understand what I'm saying. Is that maybe this match in here was much earlier than the one that comes after, but the ID is later.
Yeah.
Anybody understand something that I'm saying?
So
Yes.
I think we
Yes.
kind of get it. It basically shows a general trend rather than specific points in time. So
The problem
you-
is that the match, let's say that the match 200 can be has you get the one elo of 1800 elo, let's say it in the 200, and then the next match that you play and you win is not the 201, it's the 253. Okay, so if you
No.
win it and then you get 4 points more, you won't have the next one getting 4 points. It will be 30 matches away when you see that those 4 points. That's why it's so shaky, okay? Because it's not sorted by the time that the matches were created or played, but the ID that they have. But kind of, if we see the trend basically, okay?
Yeah.
But it's not that
Yeah,
they're
that's the
winning
most
and
important thing.
yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so yes, I mean, we Micro Machine, since we got basically that triple tie between the Ares, Micro Machine, and Ketrock, basically has been the battle between the two, and yeah, after Ralph is doing some other work. By the way, if he's lucky over there, let me know. I will be very happy to invest.
Yeah.
And one sec, how do I leave this? Ah, here it is. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's. So this is the top dogs. They have been very close, one and the other. I don't know if it's already in the stream.
Yeah, you can see that Ketrok has been falling down a little bit in the last little while, but
Basically, it
it's-
seems that Ketrok is great for Ares, but Ares is great for everyone but Ketrok. So, as there are other 30 bots playing, is when we have that this kind of situation. It said that, why don't we start with a game between this well, the new kings of the ladder?
yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Fingers crossed
Sounds
it
like a plan.
works.
Yeah, so probably a bit later on we'll go a bit further down and find the all the qualifiers for the tournament, which should be good, including your Dovahkiin, which is 15th, and looks like it's fairly safe unless you go on a massive losing run between now and the next couple of hours, which is unlikely, I think.
Don't underestimate me.
You're
Well,
pretty
the
safe
men-
there. I'm not going to doubt your qualification.
Just realized my mic was muted this whole time. I thought you guys just kept talking over me.
Ah,
Nah, you were definitely muted.
no, we were just ignoring you without your speaking. Now we can just ignore you while you're speaking. No, I'm kidding. How's it going, Ketrok? Anyway,
Not too bad.
cool.
Yeah, I tried to make a push for number one, but Eris is he's just blown away from the pack. He's too strong now. I
Well,
suspect.
I want to say congratulations to Ketrok. You are the second bot beating Micro Machine on the ladder. So basically, you and Eris have done something spectacular this year. So
Well,
that's
second place,
quite
but
impressive.
first to surpass Micro Machine. I took that.
Yeah,
I
that's
beat
correct.
Eris on the race to number one. Like who
Yeah.
can get past Micro Machine first? Is this Eris didn't stop after that? He just kept going and going.
Well,
Yeah.
see, the thing is, Eris has been regularly losing against both you and Tyr. The issue is, Eris is winning against everyone else.
Yeah, yeah. So really, it's everyone else's fault that I didn't make number one.
I mean, they're definitely still beating you. So
Yeah. Yeah, I
mean,
lose
come
to
on,
a whole
even-
bunch of bots.
even my Zergling Rush is beating you on occasion.
Yeah, I lose to a lot of Terrans. I lose to Micro Machine. I lose to Veteran.
I was thinking
Everyone's-
back to season 6, which is the first time Micro Machine took the first place on the ladder, which was over 3 years ago. We were saying, and it's like I don't think anyone expected him to be there for that long. Certainly, that's some achievement there.
I'm kind of sad that Raph went inactive because I think that takes a little bit away from Eris. I suspect that if Raph was still actively working on Micro Machine, he still would have gotten passed by Eris. I think that's how good Eris is nowadays.
Yeah. No, it's I don't think it takes that away from him. I think it's still a solid achievement there.
Well, it's kind of like in
Hopefully
other
Raph
sports when you're
fucking
trying to
comes
compare
back.
two different people from two different generations, like who would have won.
Yeah.
Just can't do it properly. Man, I really wish I could snipe that first Overlord. That would make things so much better for
Yeah.
facing Eris. Put him behind right at the start.
Yeah.
You had two Marines out, right?
Yeah, he's got high ground though. I can't.
Yeah,
I can
it's
float the
good
barracks
map.
over, I guess, but
Yeah, that was what the pros do.
and then the
I don't know
Zergos
if you
flooding
if
in
you
your main
moved,
base.
if you move the Marines out to meet the Overlord. Okay.
Oh, they're in range. They just can't see the Overlord.
No, but I mean when it's coming in, right? You had 2 Marines when it was coming in.
Command
I
center
think I
activated.
tried that, and he'll just, as soon as he sees a Marine, he'll divert to the closest hiding spot. So, I don't think it's possible. He gets there a little bit too quick, because I don't have 2 Marines yet, I only have the 1. But, something to work on if I want to snipe him
Your
with
barracks
robots.
is just sitting there doing nothing, right?
It is, yep. 2 Marines, and that's
Yeah,
it.
so it's okay. So if it is just sitting there doing nothing, you could program in some logic to float. Because you did mention this, but you could definitely just float over to that hiding spot pretty easily.
Yeah. Only downside with that would be, besides having to code it, is that it also opens my wall. So there's a lot of like Ling Rush bots on the ladder as well. So if I start floating my wall away to go after an Overlord, I could easily get flooded by Zerglings or something.
Not so easily. No.
It's the problem of do you code specifically for Eris, knowing that that's probably going to screw you against every other bot on the ladder, or do you code to
Yeah.
get maximum reload? Yeah.
And in pro bots, you never know, right? Even Eris might throw in some cheese builds. Like he certainly
Exactly.
has them in Spiny. Spiny has some, 12 pool rushes and bro roach rushes. So he has
Yeah.
the code. Not to mention Paul,
That's
the other author of Eris. He did like almost pure cheese with his bot originally.
Yeah, I do remember some of his
Basic-
nice Nidus rushes. They were fun.
basically on the ladder you have to be prepared for the 30 plus bots on the higher league, so you can't just program one specific thing or for one bot. You have to be able to encounter a lot of things.
Yeah. And even if it works against every bot, you probably don't want things in your bots that are weakness. So if it can be exploited, you should probably be careful about using it. Yeah, Eris gets a nice economic lead early on. He's up 20 workers almost, and got his 4th base really quick.
Yeah, hello to everyone from my side also. I think Eris also they don't use any data on the ladder. That is just like a reactive build.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's pretty impressive in a way that they don't have to
very much
blind counter anyone.
A lot like Micro Machine in that manner.
Yeah.
Hey Nia, welcome. To be perfectly honest, I don't think really anyone can compete APM wise with a bot other than another bot. But we do have some bots that are down at like 200 APM, and they actually do pretty well.
Yeah.
Because you have to remember that a ton of these actions you're seeing are just the same action over and over.
Yeah. Or very similar actions over and over.
Also, in the bot world, generally speaking, the better a bot is coded, the less APM you have. So better bots have less APM. But obviously that's different to the human world where more APM is better.
I mean, there's some things like speed mining that eats up a bunch.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
When I first won pro bots, I think my bot never went over 1,000 APM. All the attack commands were basically A moves forward or A moves back, or retreat to the same position. So I was doing a lot of group commands, which meant my APM never got too high.
That's pretty impressive.
But then as I added micro, things got, now I've actually flirted with the APM bug. Sometimes it gets so high, like 50,000, 60,000.
Yeah, I think it has to get somewhere around 70 or 80,000 to actually hit that bug properly. But Yeah, you might encounter it at lower APMs just as a glitch, but I think it also depends on how fast your PC is as well, and how fast the machine running it is.
These
Kind
guys do.
not really, because it's based on the update ticks. So,
Yeah,
but Neo, I don't really like the Mana versus Alpha Star game. But Alpha Star itself was actually limited to its APM, and they actually had to change that several times
Mhm.
because the APM limit they originally did actually allowed it to burst to over 1,000 or so actions. So when it was doing Army Micro, it would actually be extraordinarily good because it could burst to an insane amount and control every individual unit like we currently do usually.
Yeah, the big problem in their demo was that, like the original demo between Mana and TLO, was that it was controlling armies on different screens at the same time, which is not possible for a human. So if it was trying to mimic the limitations of a human, it did it wrong in that case. But this is a new out of Eris, by the way. This Veiling Bombs he's doing now. I think it's something he started doing about a week ago.
ooh,
Still, it's
no,
a bit gimmicky though, right? Because
I mean, yeah,
it's
but-
something a bot really should be able to handle. It's just that no one's done it before, so no one's coded any response to it.
But we chatted
Well-
about this months ago because it seems really strong in that what do you do when a Dropper Lord heads towards your mineral line, right? You can't just abandon your mineral line because what if it's empty? You're giving up all that mining for nothing.
And unfortunately,
But
we
they
can't
don't.
see if there's anything in the Dropper Lore.
Yeah. Well, even humans can't sell that. Yeah.
Well, we can't see bunkers either, so. Or at least I don't think we can.
Bunkers, a human can tell if it's empty or not by whether it's lit up. But humans don't have any idea what's inside of it.
I never knew that actually.
Yeah, like it's puffier and the lights are turned on when there's something inside.
Aha. I'll have to remember that next time I play.
You can't actually tell anything what's inside inside the bunker. You just know there's units or not. So
Yeah, but knowing whether there's units or not is actually a really big deal.
Yeah, because bots you can't do that or can't figure that out.
We have to go in and get shot, essentially.
Yeah, basically.
And then even then, just coding that up to detect, was it the bunker that hit me or some random marine on the wiki?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it gives you the damage source.
No, it doesn't.
Nope.
No,
No, not at all.
No, you're right. No.
So basically, only if there's nothing else in range can you conclude that it's coming from the bunker.
Yeah.
Or you could look at how much damage you took. So if you take the damage of a marine shot and there's a cyclone nearby, you know it didn't come from the cyclone. It must have come from the marine. But of course,
that's a
to know
lot of
how much
work, though,
damage
yeah.
enemy units are doing, you need to know the enemy upgrades, and we don't know that either. So,
Yeah.
isn't that available for the human play? The enemy upgrades.
yep. If you click on an enemy unit,
was-
it'll tell you the upgrades. At least
I think we
the
could get that now, but
you can't get the when I say upgrades, I mean like attack and armor upgrades.
right.
We can get other ones. We can tell if they have like
If they have speed, essentially.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
useful things
this
like
right here is what happens a lot with bots. They've got two massive armies that are fighting over a single area. So if they're doing this, I wonder what'll happen if Eris eventually, or even Ketrock, adds in something to have just like Medevac or Banshee go kill the main or something. Take out most of the main tank.
Well, if you look at say like the 10 o'clock base right now, there's harass going on over there, and Eris is responding to it. So
And I think
the good bots can handle the harassment going on at the side.
But didn't Eris do in last Probots already like some like smaller groups attacking in different places? Like at some point of the game at least.
He might have, yeah.
Some of them do. The thing I'm talking about though is like actually attacking the main, not one of the side bases, and forcing the main army to either go back or lose the main.
Yeah, my bot only will like kind of like harass with Banshees or Hellions, and they'll kind of only go to like the outlying expansions. I've never tried like sending a big Doom drop into the main base or something and see what would happen.
Well, it doesn't even need to be a Doom drop. It just needs to be enough to get the bot to want to go back.
Yeah.
Because if they lose their tech, they lose the ability to produce some of the units.
Yeah, but it takes a long time to kill the main. And you've got reinforcements coming in, so you need a substantial force to actually threaten the main. And then you've got
you
nothing.
just can't take it.
For the main attack set.
You just can't take 12 Marines and on medevacs and drop them there. They won't kill the base.
Yeah, but he's saying if you can stick out a key tech structure or something. Yeah. Pathing is obviously where things become more difficult for bots and that sort of decision making. But it can be done. I mean, Eris is sending in bailing drops, so there's no reason why a Terran can't do the same thing with like a medevac and some stim marines.
Those blabs are pretty nasty.
Yeah. He also put a
Yoink.
blinding cloud on my planetary, so planetary can't even shoot. Yeah, his Vipers are super deadly.
Vipers, yeah.
And a lot of the things you would think of as late game amp. Does AI use control groups? No. Typically not. Because since AI can control every unit individually.
You'll
In their
notice
code,
that
people
all-
might create their own groups of armies, but they wouldn't use the built-in control groups.
Yeah,
They
that
are
just,
in the API
that
though,
just
I think.
limits it a bit too much. We'd much rather just give the same command to like 10 units than give, a group one command.
Well, I guess if you give a list of units a command, which you can do in the API, that's probably like done the same way a human uses a control group, where you select a bunch of units and give it a command. So I guess in a way we do use control groups.
But that mainly all just built into our code. I guess
Yeah.
if people were
We're not
kind of
hotkeying
like-
control groups, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I guess if people were tight on APM and wanted to kind of like optimize for low APM, we could do, but
Yeah.
it's not something that's actively used.
Eris has been mining a bit more.
Yeah, he's got one of my bases, if you were to cut the map in half. But I don't think he's been trading efficiently. It's gotten a lot better since
Oh, we
he's
just
added
saw
Vipers
the
to his
units
armies,
go.
but... oh, is it even? Did it say somewhere?
No, it was double.
Yeah. The Vipers definitely help him a lot, but then every once in a while he'll have a bunch of Hydras without detection, and the Banshees will just tear them apart.
Yeah.
And if you lose like, 5-6 Hydras here and there, it adds up over time.
I think we've reached the point where every single base is now taken.
Oh yeah,
Eris.
for a while now.
Yeah, Eris seems to have got the better of that trade a little bit. But actually,
This will...
Can we see so with the losses though,
yeah, it's gonna run down.
Yeah, Eris has lost 12k more, but he's +1 base. And a lot of our games kind of end up this way. It's like Eris mines more, but I'm more efficient, and then whoever that favors the most at the very end will be able to wrap up the game.
Yeah, this is still anyone's game.
Needy also says that it feels like a pro gamer's controlling each unit. Well, these bots make it look like a pro gamer is controlling every unit. However,
So I would describe it more like a pro gamer controlling each unit, but all the pro gamers are being told what to do by a Bronze League player.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Couldn't explain it better.
People always ask like what league would these bots be in? And we say diamond, but there's nothing diamond about these bots. These bots are like Bronze League decision making with pro level micro ability. So
yeah.
you add that together, you end up around diamond.
Oh, I do love the BM with all the
Mules?
mules. Yeah,
Well, he's got to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Basically what
this is
happens
the
is
end.
my build floats minerals. I turn those extra minerals into more orbitals. And then as long as my mineral bank is fine, I prefer to use the mules to steal from my opponent, who may need the minerals more than I do.
not much of
As,
those minerals getting back home though.
No, all of those mules return to that orbital.
Yeah. And even if they don't get back, if I'm stealing 25 minerals from the mineral patch, that's 25 minerals Eris will never get.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna see your actual like end of game mule stuff with this.
Oh, I think we will. If I win.
Oh,
If I lose, we won't. Because this map looks like it's going to mine out.
yeah, it does definitely look like it's gonna mine out.
We both lost a base. Now Eris is expanding to like my natural third. Oh, I lost 2 bases actually.
Yeah, you've lost
but
them.
you're-
Well,
And both those bases actually have quite a bit of minerals left.
yeah.
There's a lot of hydras here though.
What will happen here if, for any reason, Eris goes to Corruptor?
He'll get picked apart by Vikings most likely. Corruptor's Viking is very
We have
balanced
6
for
only.
humans, but it's not so balanced for bots. Just the ability for Vikings to outrange them.
Yeah, the range and the speed for the unit will
Oh.
I think keep position.
My Banshees are not smart when it comes to these spore crawler farms, so they're all going to commit suicide.
So, Neo, we have our own custom ladder that runs on a headless version of the I think it's 4.10 client. And the reason we have to run that far back right now is because we don't have a newer version. So we use custom maps to emulate the balance patch.
Yeah, and then there's a tournament that's going to be starting up soon. That's on ES Champ on YouTube. Be starting in mid-October, something like that. Late October,
I don't. I think they-
29, I think I recall.
29th.
some action at the 12 o'clock over there. It does look like Eris is just about breaking through, but this is still pretty close.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did get to expand to Eris's base actually. That
Yeah.
was at the 4 o'clock base. So as long as he doesn't completely break through here, I still think the advantage is for Ketrock.
Yep. Maybe.
But he might break through. I don't know.
Your bank is
I think
also
the Banshee's dying.
surprisingly bigger as well.
Yeah, because of the losses. I mean, Eris is basically just creating a Zerg massacre here by hoping that he can break through the through the Terran wall, but it's,
I would say that the Zerg massacres that my bot creates are bigger.
yeah. I mean, this is close, but I mean, it's a constant seesaw at the moment.
And in fact, Petra himself.
Yeah.
Eris might not have the minerals to replace the units as fast as he's losing them right now.
No,
yeah,
no.
he's unable to max out at the moment. Finally able to transfer some SCVs down to the 4 o'clock base.
Even though Eris
Oh.
has workers, but he's not able to mine fast enough.
That's something new I just added, where my mech will repair itself. So the Cyclones or Hellions, when they're low, will go back to the nearest base and get repaired.
So I don't think Eris has the mineral patches because it's lost like 20,000 more.
I mean, just looking at the minimap, it looks like there's a fair few patches at most of those base, but
Yeah, especially the
Well-
top left.
yeah,
The top left is a new base, relatively new base, because that used to be Ketrox.
Yeah.
But a bunch of the other ones are mined out.
yeah,
If you
it
look
does
at
look,
the income. It's still Ares is still mining a lot more.
yeah.
Ketrox is losing a lot less.
Well,
Because look, Ketrox got a death ball going down in the bottom.
oh yeah,
this
that's
army is
just
pretty hard to
the
kill.
auto turret massacre.
Fix some bugs with the auto turrets. The Ravens aren't as useless as they used to be. Kind of tougher to code because you have to query whether the location is available to throw down an auto turret, and that's an expensive call.
So, just so you know, Ketrox, the way I do that, because I have a similar issue, but I use it with my placement of the different creep tumors. So you saw that. If you saw that picture I posted, it's literally one of the bases of mine covered in creep tumors in nearly every single square.
Mhm.
You can actually batch all those queries in Ocraft. So if you batch them, it takes very little power overall.
I do that. It's actually a batch query is not. It's not as quick as you'd think it would be. Like if
are
you do,
you querying if they have the ability to do it, or if they have the ability to place it there?
the ability to place.
I check if they have the ability first and then do the placement. If they don't have the ability, there's no reason to.
Oh, I can just check energy for that. That's fine.
Well, you gotta check cooldown as well sometimes and stuff.
Yeah, but not for auto turrets. There's no cooldown. Yeah, the energy you can place 4 right away. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the other thing too is like just because if you found a location that will work for an auto turret, it doesn't mean it will always work. Like as you're going to place it, a Hydra might step on that location and mess it up. So
Yeah, that's true.
you can't do it perfectly. You got to kind of do what you can with the performance available. Looks like I was able to retake one of the, well, attempting to retake one of these bases. Eris trying to shut it down.
Yeah, you were just muling that sort of like a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, I need to make that muling a little bit smarter.
Problem for the truck is at the moment the gas. He's run out of gas, and I think that will be a problem.
Yep, and Eris is running out of minerals, so
Why don't
This
you
is-
team up?
Going down to the last moments.
Right, time to start building marines.
I think Eris has run out of mining bases, though. He's just got a few mineral patches left.
I mean, just looking at it, the bottom right seems to have a few.
Yeah, and the two left bases.
2 left bases, yeah. That base at the top left is a big one to lose, I think. Yeah, so that one's still got 8. And that one's still got a few.
Yeah. Okay, I'm pretty confident now we're going to see the Mule VM this game. Looks like the map's going to mine out. It looks like Ketchark's going to win.
Yeah.
The only problem is, do I have enough orbitals to do it now? Because he killed so many of my orbitals.
Based on the number of mules I just saw there, yes.
But I think to write like GG or easy on the map, I need like 35 mules available. So that's quite a lot of energy.
But it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
This is a nice opening game.
When I do run out of gas, I have code for that as well. My bot will start making Marines and Hellbats and Hellions. Just as like a desperation last attempt to win the game. But at the moment, I'm actually okay because I'm maxed out. So gas bank doesn't matter too much.
Well, you also took a few more gas guys, so.
That's true.
Yeah, I think Eris is definitely struggling now.
Eris just lost one of his mining bases.
Poor Eris.
Well, you know, if you are first on the ladder, we have to get one of his losses, so...
Oh yeah, it used to be Micro Machine for so long. You know, get it out the way first.
Actually, if there's new viewers watching the stream, these were the 2 bots, and it's only downhill from here.
Yeah, these are the 2 top ranked bots.
You cannot steal the Kestrok format straight away. With him, here in the stream, at least.
Yeah.
That's why I like the Gauntlet tournament for my YouTube channel, because you set the expectations low to begin with. It's like, here's a bot that only makes Zerglings and can't find the enemy base. But that way, people don't go expecting Alpha Star out of everyone.
We should count how many people are in the ladder because of those. I mean, I have counted at least 3, counting me, with the you know, in the web page saying that you know, this is just because of that gauntlet.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Okay, so based on that comment out of Ketrok, he's decided that he's won the game, so now he'll be saving up orbital energy for BM.
Oh, there we go. I think we have a surrender.
Oh, but a surrender game first. Oh well.
Too bad.
I am going to grab a coffee quickly. You guys start the next game.
Okay, so transition. Yeah.
GG, really good games, guys.
Indeed. Okay. I mean, going to the bottom and leaving basically the battle to the last minute that we can. I wanted to basically, also say about the -0 that it's a new bot. I mean, and we got it on the 4th place. It according to the profile started in Python, but then in July it switched to Go. So yeah, it's one of the Golang family where I am right now, and yes, so basically I switch in the middle, well, at the beginning of the season. If I'm not mistaken, mind me, I think it's in the chat and can tell me if it's not right. He started in the lower division, which is also a brand new thing that we have in the for this season, where basically we are trying to split basically the top bots in the upper league and the ones that needs much improvement into the lower league. So those, I mean, can improve without feeling so bad that without even being cheese. You cannot kill anyone, as is happened when you try to face a Micro Machine, Ketrog. Well, Ketrog, in honesty, when you have the first 10, 15 games, you give us some kind of room to think that yes, we can win you, but then it's like no. Here I am, and this is my real bot with my real builds. So yeah, I mean, basically it's supposed to be a noob friendly. I mean, we have also the problem with noob friendly is that have ton of cheese there. If anybody in here hasn't been watching those, just let you know. I mean, for gates is the king. Apart from worker races and linked races and well, anything that you can imagine, you have it in the lower league. Just for the noobs.
Yeah.
So
As a new bot author, doing cheese makes things a whole lot easier because you don't have to worry about so many different things. You don't have to worry about defending. You don't have to worry about late game tactics and expanding. You can really simplify the game down to
You
just
don't even
an
have to
attack.
worry about mid game.
Yeah.
Exactly. You just have to think about what are you doing and how hard are you going to hit the enemy. But you shouldn't be waiting. What is the enemy doing for you? If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the time when he switched it from Python to Go, and well, went down. But in the almost no time, it was on the same level, and then up. To the sky, and then they switch it to the upper league, where, well, it has been skyrocketing since then.
Yeah.
Let's see what the Micro Machine with.
His adepts are very deadly. Negative Zero has torn me apart with adepts multiple games.
Okay, sorry. Let's try. So this is his comparison with a Micro Machine. I think it would be a good idea to get how is he doing with Micro Machine? Because even if they have a difference of 100 elo points, they are very close matches for what I have seen. So let me 1 second. Oops. Fingers crossed this works. Happening.
I'm back, guys. How's it going?
Well, at the moment with a little production problem.
Oh,
That's the problem when you give the microphone to someone that is trying to load the games.
fair enough.
Okay, so let me try again. It will be much easier if I have my own screen. Using only my. Okay, here it is. Okay, so and we are moving it here.
I'll be right back.
Oh yes, please. Sorry. As we are basically taking the last minute one that we have, we may run into these kind of situations. Okay, here we are. 1 second. Yeah, my God. Yeah.
Are you loading a game from -0?
Yes, Micro Machine versus -0.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes because again, none of the matches that we are going to watching here, I even know who is winning. So, needless to say that it may come with a quick game, long game, whatever can happen.
Yeah.
Are you seeing the loading screen?
No, we're
No.
still on the thing. So
Ouch. Let's see. Okay, transition. There we are.
now I've got it. That's
So
good.
here,
So it's actually fairly close between -0 and Micro Machine. 60% win rate is pretty good.
I mean, one season ago, saying that you have 50% with Micro Machine will be that you are the king of the of the world.
Yeah.
I don't know how far back Micro Machine counts. Also, if it's 60% the entire season, or if there's a window.
I think that's the entire season, or possibly since last update. I'm not sure. But given I don't think Micro Machine's been updated in a while, might be quite close.
I'm
just looked at
amazed
it
that
on the ladder
this
and-
works. Honestly, I mean, expand before getting the cybernetic score, and it's a cheese build. It really amazed me this build.
Yeah. I mean, you can almost do like a cheese greed build, just sort of like go full on greed and hope you don't get rushed. Unfortunately, on our AI ladder, that not going to work very often.
But the strength of -0 is that he's keeping up the pressure. So
Yeah.
if you haven't specifically coded for it, it's very easy to just defend against these adepts that hit you all the time and then let -0 build up like a million probes.
By the way, does -0 vary the pylon and the gateway placement, like the forward placement, or no? Is it sort of similar on every map and every time?
I think it's the same on every map, but I'm not sure.
Okay,
I mean, it's the
I was just wondering because I have some code for checking for proxies, which was just sort of covering like third base, fourth base, this sort of stuff, but I don't think it finds -0s, the proxy pylon, that often from the games I've seen.
I think -0 is not making the proxies in the expansion locations.
But like the SCV could maybe see it when walking around between those, but they have to scout better.
So
I guess.
this one is hard to scout, just going between bases.
Yeah.
I mean, if you Zerg, it's on the overload part, so you might get it that way.
We made it in.
Ahead of schedule. Wonder what that schedule is referring to.
I think that's how fast he wants his adepts to arrive, I guess. But
Yeah, maybe.
Oh
no,
no!
no.
Depots.
How it is that the Micro Machine is not closing the depot?
So I think it's because the tank's on top of them.
It's only blocking one.
Yeah. I don't know what was on the other one, maybe, but
No one's used adepts like -0 before, and Micro Machine hasn't been updated for a while, so you may not even check for shades when it comes to closing the door.
Have just closed the door with the shapes to this thing. But
Okay, there's
but
probably just Marines standing on top then.
it was I think because of the tank that was in one of them, it didn't close the other one. It's either both of them or not, or what it seems.
I should push this back. But look at the worker. So
yeah.
while you're defending here, -0 is just pumping out probes non-stop.
Up to 41 workers.
Yeah, I have games where it looks like I'm tearing the adepts apart, but I'm just really falling further and further behind. Because as I'm tearing them apart, he's expanding, and I'm losing SCVs.
Yeah, the trick then is just to go full-on counter-attack and hopefully catch him out. But yeah, that's hard to know what to do, really.
Yeah. Or attack immediately after you finished holding all that harass off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a lot of games where I do a successful counterattack and then we're even. But, okay.
Is Micro Machine hallucinating? He's actually not.
Yep, that's a real Phoenix.
Would something like this strategy work in a human ladder? You expand and then go for the adepts, or would this be too easy for the humans to encounter?
It's not used so much anymore, but for a while there was a lot of mass adept openers versus Terran. They're very good versus Marines, especially once you get the upgrade for them.
Okay.
But I don't know why they stopped working, but I guess Terrans came up with a good response, and I don't know what that is.
Also depends on what level you're at. Like, at the level I am on Human Ladder, like you can pretty much get anything to work if you were good at it.
Like Machine has one worker.
Two. Not sure it'll make a difference, but yeah.
But mules.
He had a game once that we did it on the community stream where he got Nidus wormed, went down to 0 SCVs, and then almost won the game with like a single Banshee.
I think I remember that one.
Versus Hall, I think, a while ago. It was a classic.
Yeah.
Then again, we've also had the game crash because of a perfect tie.
Yeah. I think they were talking about something like that on the GSL stream the other day when they're saying like, oh yeah, it'd be impossible to get a perfect tie. I was kind of like tempted to go, we've managed it, guys, but yeah. Unfortunately, I was watching the VOD and it was about 6 hours after he said it, so it was kind of a bit late at that point.
I mean, you could always email him the replay.
Could do. So yeah, that's pretty good from Negative Zero. Does he have any other tactics? 'Cause I've not seen a lot of Negative Zero games. Or is it
Well,
Not
just
versus Terran, at least.
yeah?
I was talking with can't say it as he's in the chat, but I heard that he's not sure if he's going to send a Negative Zero or additional pylons to Probots. So I mean, we'll have to see. Maybe when we see how everything is going, he decides.
Yeah.
I keep
mean,
saying that send both.
yeah, it's difficult because I don't think same person is allowed to have multiple bots in the same tournament. So
Well, if you put in the zip go bot with this executable calling a Python, I mean, should be the same bot, right? They do that with
Oh,
Alpha
yeah,
Star,
yeah.
so
They're both Protoss, so it's technically possible.
in theory.
so next ones are Veteran, which has opened his bot. I think it's downloadable and also open source. So in case that you want to start with Go, it's great developer and everything very clear. Amazing how clear and very well thought is his bot. Amazing. I mean, then you see mine. It's like, what the heck? And then we have Zoe. I mean, hello. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to say?
Zoe's a pain to beat.
Well, thank you.
So have
Yeah.
you started really on August with this one, or how long has been?
So actually, I had a ladder bot in 2019 that just got on the ladder, and then this black screen thing happened where we couldn't run games for a bit, and then I went away for 2 years. So I came back in spring, and I ported the old bot over to Sharpie and pretty much rewrote everything. And then I spent a lot of time tweaking before I put her on ladder.
Well, I mean, I'm very happy as I'm also part of the Ser family. That seems that this season we are going to be four Ser bots, unless something very weird happens in the next hours. So I don't remember any time that because I remember Sproach, I remember Paul, I remember Spiny, but I don't remember more than 3 bots in one season. In robots. Anyway, we will have to read the Wikipedia to be sure about that. As I want to show, my little, by the way, these graphics supposed to be ready by the end of season 1. I was talking with with Sabelas in order to do something like this for the previous one, and then. Of course, it wasn't ready. Hopefully, let me show you. Okay, Zoe versus Veteran. I find.
Oh no.
Remember.
Not
How
to
are we?
spoil anything, but I have 0% win rate against Veteran.
Ouch!
Oh yeah.
Well, that kind of spoiled it.
You
Okay, so
still have a chance.
let's
I
go
mean,
to the next one.
I mean, if you've had a 1% chance, that would have been, we could have held out that hope, but that 0%, no.
Okay.
Zero
I
until
have
now.
beaten. I won a couple of games locally against the downloaded.
Okay.
Veteran. I haven't looked at ZVT in a long.
I'm sorry then, but because it's already downloaded and you don't know how hard it
Jeez.
is to do it, so I'm very, very sorry. We are going to see how
I'm
you.
sure it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Fingers crossed it loads.
I've lost to Zoe a bunch, and I'm Terran. So
Yeah, I don't know. I
you can beat me. You can probably beat
beat veteran replays.
Okay,
I'm
now.
not sure what
The-
the issue is. I guess we'll find out now.
You have to trust yourself. Actually, my bot got his second win against Micro Machine in whole season in a Brobots tournament when Micro Machine did crash. So it might happen again.
Yeah, always the best time. Yeah, I generally think Probots has more crashes than the ladder, just because people are trying desperately to get new features in and stuff. And
Trying to
Sometimes
get that
it's-
snipe build working. And
yeah,
Sometimes there's just that random thing that happens that never happened locally.
Do you guys run games locally much?
I don't.
I
really.
do. I normally play against, or I normally run my bot against the very hard or cheat AIs, though. Otherwise, the games are too short generally.
Yeah, I do that, but I mean, I don't run locally against other bots that are created by someone. Just the built-in AI.
I run a lot against dummy bots.
I mean, I totally run against the old version of Ketrok sometimes, but
Well, I got the Docker from AI Arena because when I was in Java, a lot of things was working perfectly on my local execution with the AI, but then my links were totally crazy when they were on the ladder. So it's the only way that I was able to repeat the problem.
What was that problem, out of interest?
Seems that I was trying to go with basically I thought that the observation was on the same frame. So basically you were watching that frame, and it works locally. So but on the Linux version, you have one frame of delay, and then my links, the micro that I was doing, made it totally nuts.
yeah, that's actually a
When you play
problem with.
against the in-game AI, the timing setup.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's something that I run into as well, and it took me ages to figure out what was going wrong. And eventually we actually managed to kind of get that down. But yeah, it's a big problem.
I never knew this. Just learned something new.
I mean, I haven't run into it yet either because my micro doesn't rely on frames. It just is a random number generator.
Yeah, I can't remember what the problem was that I had to debug with that. It was something. I can't remember. I do remember something to do with like nuclear drops or something like that. But yeah, that was a long time ago now.
I never test against the in-game AI for this reason.
I mean, it's good enough most of the time, to be honest. But
But
yeah,
also it does like these weird, super weird builds that don't make any sense.
yeah.
Well, how old is the AI and how long has it been since it got an update is the thing for in-game?
100 years,
knows?
150 years. I'm pretty sure it's still the Wings of Liberty AI.
It probably is, which is probably why a bunch of its builds make no sense.
No, it definitely got an update, at least in Heart of the Swarm. Because I remember there was a sort of like big thing that they put out about that. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's got any updates for Legacy of the Void.
Okay, as we have already spoiled the game, thank you, Soup.
Sorry about that.
Just
Guys
kidding.
have range spines.
Anyway, so we
Yeah.
can laugh off your bot with you in front. So no worries.
So
Eh.
why the name? Why the name Zoe anyway?
But not
Oh, I guess so.
He's apparently using a very similar naming scheme to mine.
Oh, that's good enough. It was interesting to find out the reason for the names of some of these. Some of them are easy, like Micro Machine. V-Terran is quite obvious, but some of them like Zoe and A&I Bot as well.
He's doing okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll break out.
That was very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily veteran suicided all of his Marines, so then you just had to deal with tanks on their own. Otherwise, he might have been able to hold that position for a long time. There's still an attack going on in the Zerg base. Not sure what's there. Oh, Viking. Which actually might be really deadly. That Viking might end up getting like 5 overlords.
And the overlords are going back to the spores.
Yeah, Vikings on 8 kills and counting.
Okay, I wanted, as Script is around, I want to make him a little, some harassing from my side. When can we count on the King of the Hill?
So that's probably coming up at the start of next season, which will be after Probox. I think Probox is going to last for a good few weeks yet. So as soon as the season's over, we're going to get the King of the Hill back on. Ketrov has had the longest winning streak ever on that. It's been top of the tree for how long now?
Oh, months now, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so that's the longest winning streak in history. So we got to figure out something to do about that. But yeah, so basically after the season's done and once we start the new season, then we'll have King of the Hill.
Anything that we can know about the pre-season? When, how long it's going to take? What new feature we will have there?
So pre-season is going to be out as soon as we can. We've got a few interesting new features we're looking to put in. So this season we had the lower division, which seems to be working really well. People are enjoying it and having fun. But we want to kind of like advance that a bit, and there's going to be promotion and relegation now from there. So that's going to be something else to aim for. So all new bots will now, it's not a case of you selecting which division you want to go in. All new bots will go into the lower division and have to prove their worth against all the cheese to get to the upper division. And that promotion and relegation will be automated.
If I understand correctly, right, it's just one big ladder, but then you split
Yeah,
it's in half.
Essentially, yeah, essentially you only get to play the ones in your half. We want to refine that a little bit at the moment, so essentially we want to do kind of promotion and relegation once a week or something like that. I think that would be good, and just have the top 2 or 3 bots at the end of the week go up or down, depending on the scores. There's also a few other features we want to put in. I'm not going to talk too much about that at the moment because none of that is for definite yet, but we're getting there, and there will be some cool new features, and we're looking forward to season 3, and that's going to come up pretty soon. So yeah, I mean, if you got any questions or anything, just give me a shout and I'll tell you as much as I can.
I mean, I would like to know because I'm guessing that the precision we will be working will or testing the new different ladders. So, so how the promotion goes. So I was talking with some other author yesterday, and I was saying like if I have to wait 1 week while coding probots in the lower ladder with the cheese, I open my veins. I get my veins. How- it's going to be a different timing when for the promotions in that precision. Has been talking.
Um, I mean, we can do. It's really up for sort of like we're going to talk with people and sort of see what people want to do. Really, um, I mean, it's a new thing, so we're always going to be testing, and we'll possibly do it like once a week in pre-season. And if people think that's too much or too little, we can adjust it. And we're always happy to listen to your feedback and kind of get your opinions on stuff. So it's really kind of up to that process, really, and we'll see how people react to it.
Okay. So next two are Sarpen H and Benbot BC. Well, honestly, I don't know much about them in this season. Of course, I know them, but anybody that wants to take the turn of talking, I done enough of Fidel Castro for one day.
That's okay. So Sharpened Edge has been around for a long, long time. I can't tell you exactly when Sharpened Edge joined the ladder. But let me get my history machine up and I'll have a look. So I think Sharpened Edge joined in season 7 of the original SC2AI, which was back in 2019. So it's been there for 2 years, and it's had numerous different builds. It's been pretty successful overall. Wait, was it season 7 or season 8? Oh no, it was season 7. Sorry. Yeah, because it finished 12th on the ladder in its first season. So, and since then, it's always been among the top like 5 or 6 spots. It's made by Imphy and Merfolk. Yeah, so it always comes up with fun new strategies. It was for a while the master of the Cannon Rush. I'm not sure if it still does Cannon Rush. I certainly don't think it's it can be described as a cheese bot, but has some cheesy strategies and generally likes to come with a bunch of different strategies and see which works.
I think it can do Cannon Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sent it to the ladder to the stream 2 weeks ago, or no, I think it's 4 weeks ago. Basically, Sharpen H versus Whelming.
Yeah.
Both of them can unrushing each other. It was a very very fun game.
Yeah.
So we are seeing in here that kind of Benbot has gone rising, and yeah, Sharpen Edge has been more steady, but we have all those elo waves going back and forward, and yeah, this not so. I mean, anything could happen. I mean, I think it's
I mean,
55 versus so 7 points away. I mean, these two could switch tonight, depending on how this goes.
yeah. So Benbot BC again has been around for a while now. Made by Bolster. He's been around in the scene for quite a while. I don't have numbers on that one. I think probably early 2020, maybe. But yeah, I mean, he started out. Didn't have a lot of success originally, and then he's basically just spent a lot of time improving and improving. And I think he got up to Benbot V3 and then Benbot BC, which is his current one, which is advertising battle cruisers and doesn't always use battle cruisers, but that's certainly something is Arsenal. But no, it's someone that's always steadily improving, and like it's always fun to see what he's going to come out with next, because every season he comes out and improves on what he's done previously. So hopefully he'll have a lot of success, and I think he's already had some success in Probots, hasn't he? Didn't he finish second or third? Someone can probably correct me on that.
He wasn't in the top 4, but I think that he got to the top 8. I think.
Yeah.
I cannot recall exactly, but yeah, I mean
I think in one of the previous seasons he got a big upset and came in the top few. I think I can't remember exactly.
Actually, Sharpened Edge won first ever Probots tournament. That's on the info page for the Sharpened Edge.
Yeah.
interesting. Tipo. Oops.
Yeah, Sharpened Edges. Careful of Sharpened Edges.
I mean, it's definitely better than getting stabbed by the Sharpened Edge.
Yes. It's not something that's recommended. So good news is this doesn't look like a Cannon Rush build.
Yeah, Cannon Rush is just one of many builds that Sharpened Edge has. So it's pretty rare, I think, to see it.
Yeah.
And no gas stealing.
I'm still not certain about this whole sending 3 SCVs to chase away a probe, though. That's a bit wasteful. Unless he kills the probe, which that's not going to happen.
Not unless he does some intercept path. Oh, hey, the probe died.
Yeah.
Still wasteful, but
Well, it's still wasteful to chase down with 2 SCVs. He probably lost more in minerals chasing with the SCVs than the probe is worth.
And bot BC is the most dedicated bot to searching for proxies.
Yeah.
It'll be like 15 minutes in the game, you'll still have that SCV like roaming around looking for proxies.
I'm pretty sure he just assigns one SCV to go scout, and until it dies, it just continues scouting.
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah, I used to
No
do that.
speed mining.
I used to do that with my bots as well, but I just kind of like go to every single expansion location to check to see if they're expanded there or not, and hopefully find proxies in the process. Air build macro from Sharpened Edge. So I guess we're in for some carriers and tempests, probably. Oh no, so it's changed to tag rush macro. How do you make rush macro?
The same way I do flood macro.
Yeah.
You're rushing while behind that, droning up as much as possible and expanding.
Not bad. I guess that works.
These guys are 2 gentlemen. 4 minutes, 25 seconds, and nothing happened.
Not a single loss.
Well,
mean,
Benbot BC probably has the longest average game duration of any bot, I would think.
Oh, yeah, MindMe has pointed out that the Marine did kill the probe, so it's not been entirely bloodless, but yeah.
where is Daisy with his short stories whenever it's needed?
Well, I mean, I can tell you a short story if you like, but it does look like we're about to get some action, so...
Actually, it would be cool to know the average game duration for every single bot. That would be actually interesting information.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we do store the game durations, but I'm not sure if there's an average that we've got. Just going to get repaired. Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't mind some map statistics. Big 2,000 atmospheres, but TVP
Yeah.
statistics on that.
Yeah, I think there's certainly some maps that would be a longer game duration than others.
There's also maps that just flat out break the bots.
I mean, Golden Wall used to do that a lot when we used to run on Golden Wall before people started coding for that. I don't know if there's any this season that have really done it. I think
There is. What's the name of that? It's the symmetrical
Beckett-
map. The one with
Beckett
the blocked
Industries.
off space.
was it Beckett?
Blackburn.
Oh,
Beckett
Oh,
is
yeah, it is
Blackburn,
Blackburn.
right?
Yeah,
Blackburn
so
is-
Blackburn's blocked off base can cause some issues too.
This one is also a bit funny because you've got these tiny bases with fewer men.
Yeah, but don't they have the Rich Gas Geyser as well?
Yeah. But these mess up some bots. I know.
Yeah, calculating where you need
Python
to place the expansion.
SC2 didn't used to recognize these as bases.
Used to do the same thing with cold bases too, I believe.
So one thing we had to block out some of the maps for was when they had air blockers. So there was a couple of maps where like the home bases were quite close to each other, but like you couldn't fly over them directly because they had an air blocker in there. But the problem was that it wasn't actually visible and wasn't actually in the API, so you just get lots of air units just banging their head against a brick wall going like, I should be able to move here, and there was absolutely nothing in the API or on the map to tell them they couldn't. So eventually we just had to stop using those maps because it was just a big problem for bots, and there was no real way of dealing with it.
I believe, don't we have a way to make them visible now?
So I think we can add extra code into the map because when we got the 5.04 maps, I think, or 5.05, we can actually add extra information in there, but that obviously wasn't available to the old maps, and it's very map specific. So I think it's best just not to use those maps, to be honest.
I don't know what the problem with Beckett not using that. Or let's couldn't get it.
Yeah,
Wasn't it had too many levels?
Yes, that's correct.
So currently we're only able to have 3 levels.
Yeah.
And I believe Beckett had more than 3.
Yeah, so like the problem was we're using 4.10 as a client version, and in the 5.0 release they made it so you could use more levels because it always had the ability to use 3. So since like Wings of Liberty, all the maps on StarCraft 2 have always used 3 levels of height. Beckett Industries has 4 or 5, I think. And although we're able to create the maps, backport the maps from 5.03 to 4.10, we can't use maps that have more than 3 levels of height. I don't know if my rambling explains it that well, but
Yeah.
I got it. Better than my explanation of my my graphs. Yes.
yeah.
Much better.
Oh god. But it does look like Sharpened Edge has a pretty big advantage here anyway. 5 bases to 2 at the moment.
Seems to be too.
Yeah.
These stalkers though. We're getting our Valkyries over there maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Tempest though. Never mind.
Yeah, Tempest to deal with the tank.
Tempests have seemed to have gone a bit out of fashion recently in bot games.
I think we have to thank Catro for the Vikings.
Yeah.
I actually don't do a great job at it. The losses I do still have on ladder oftentimes are to Tempest. Additional pylons takes me out sometimes.
Seems like a bit of a meta shift.
Yeah. Tempest are really good unit still on the bot ladder, especially if you're able to master a lot of them.
Well, it's the sheer range they have. You can stay out of range while shooting other units. They tend to be very good at that.
Problem there is if they get
Yes, you're
jumped on top
absolutely
of.
correct.
Yeah. If you jump on top of them though, it's death to a Tempest.
One of the biggest issues in dealing with Tempest is that most of the time you can't see them. So if you're kind of mapping where damage is, you don't know where the Tempests are unless they're shooting. With every other unit, like a Stalker, you can see where it is, you know what its range is, you can stay out of range or decide to jump in. The Tempest, you can't actually see it because they can shoot further than your vision. So it makes your bot micro very stupidly.
Yeah, and even if you're trying to hive on the Tempests, you actually have to take account the other units that are below the Tempests, and usually the Vikings are dead before they are reaching the Tempests.
Yeah, my Viking dives are basically always cost ineffective. But as long as you're winning the game in other ways, it's worth it to suicide a whole bunch of Vikings to reset the Tempest count.
Yeah, and you absolutely have to do it, otherwise the Tempests are going to run over you.
I think Gen Z actually handles them the best, from what I've seen in the past.
I counted them
Let's
with
see.
Zargings.
So Spiny and additional pylons, I think. Next up. Spiny is not going to be in Probots, so I don't know if you want to skip past. Actually, neither is additional pylons because.
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
No.
Spiny is not in Probots. Additional pilot. I mean, we had a -0 before.
Yeah.
NLP we got a veteran.
Yep.
So Sharbot we have. Sharbot. Oh, sorry, we have Sharbot. We have a winner.
We've got Sharkbot and
And
up
Wellmin.
against Dovahkiin, your bot.
Yes.
So
I was expecting something else. Oops, I forgot. I mean, again, It's not me. It's It's the Protoss. Every are the same.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
There we go.
So, Charbot, let's go with that. I mean, so has been around for a little while.
Yeah.
So in here say it's about the cheese, but I mean, even if he's not afraid of cheesing at all, he can go do macro for sure. It's not that you're going to go against him and say like, okay, let's prepare all the spines and the spores because he's going to take me. At least for what I have seen. I mean, anybody wants to add anything about him? Little. It's
Sharp.
amazing how we go with the low ellipse.
Yeah, Sharpbot again is someone that's constantly improving. Had some big results in the last ProBots tournament. Constantly getting some nice updates, and I'm excited to see what's next for Dovahkiin as well. It's looking good.
Oh, thank you. I mean, at the moment it's totally broken. That's why this, even if you see in here how it's going down, 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 I said like keep it as it is. You have been in production a couple of times, so you know how it can be to let's say mess it around as we are online.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a little while where I was about and I was thinking like, yes, I can get to 1800. No, not anymore.
I mean, it's still possible. Not this season, but certainly next season. I think it'll be up there.
Mhm. Well, regarding my bot, yes, I started in the lower league. This is a new adventure. I was doing Alien As, that is in Java. Well, honestly, it's in Kotlin, but started in Java and using the Java Virtual Machine. And yes, I have keep cheesing all day long. I mean, if you want to get out of the of the lower league, you have to cheese harder than them. So I tried to do a roach macro, but I was I mean 4 gates zealots and 4 gates stalkers are too strong for roaches, especially if you are waiting to minute number 5. So I
Yeah.
said like if you can deal with them, join them. So I have at the moment I think it's 3 different cheese builds and one roach macro that was in Lothar Games. Uh, Basically, the micro is as bad as that day, but yeah, hopefully the other ones keep them at least not hard coding the 20 spines in their natural when I will arrive. So
Yeah.
let's see how it went. I didn't have this one prepared, honestly. So let me switch so you don't see. Where is it? Transition. And now let's see how it was.
Yeah, we see the robot now.
Brilliant. And I'm not going to spoil.
That's all right. I will.
Okay, can I do it or can I not? Okay, open. Sorry. 2,000 atmospheres again. I mean, you were talking about the previous game with the bases only having 4 crystal patches. And I got a problem with the Go API because in Romanticide we got a little wall of 5 minerals, and that was screwing with the base position.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, there's things like that which always get you. I must say, Sharkbot is the nicest bot you can possibly imagine. It's always like GLHF, have fun, my friends, and everything like this. But before it goes to murder you entirely, which is entirely fine, but like it does murder you and kill you
It murders you with
viciously.
kindness.
But it is kind, and it's good, which is always good to see. So just need. And this
And then you have
is just not
Wavy.
good manners.
Well, we have his
Same
nasty brother saying that you are dog water. I think it's what it said just to start.
Yeah.
So yeah, much better. I prefer it.
Yeah,
Oh
that's the
yeah,
cat.
I've never put that part on the ladder yet.
Good.
So how's your cannon rushes?
Cannon rushing against Zerg is always hard, but yeah, just
Not
taking
against
out
me.
the natural. You basically just have to wall them in at the natural and use kind of like immortals and all sorts of fun tricks to do that.
I mean, yes, but half the time, by the time you get over there with your cannons, the Zerg's already expanded somewhere else on the map.
Yeah. That's what you need to look out for. And the problem is the best place to place the cannons is exactly where Sharkbot is doing it now, which is behind the natural, so you're still allowing the possibility of them sneaking a drone out there to get somewhere.
I think that's why he tried to place a pylon up there, but he did fail at that. Like,
Yeah.
just a little bit too much.
This expansion's going down.
I wonder if the probe will die to the broodlings or not. Oh, never mind, they'll die before that.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what the other cannon at the bottom's doing. It's just chilling there.
It's defending the other two people.
Oh, okay. Oh no. At least it can cancel.
I wonder if he's got cancel code if the hatch
Yeah,
goes through.
cancel code.
I have to thank Rasper for that code. It's basically a copy paste of his Python.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So he canceled it and then moved to a different place to.
Well, every structure starts at 10% health when you first place it. So if you ever want to cancel, just look for a structure that's like under 10%, basically. And you can fudge that around as you like.
Well, you usually want to do it just under 10%, so like 9 or something. Because if
Yeah.
you've got an enemy unit right there and hits it right as it spawns, you're going to basically trigger that cancel code.
I think I do it 9% up to a maximum of certain amount of hit points. So like a command center, I might cancel it like 7% or something because that's so many hit points. So those cannons are still racking up kills.
Value.
Yeah. I'll be there for a while. I just need to get the Ravager Biles over there. I'll deal with them pretty quickly.
It's like he's face tanking it with roaches.
That's not the way to go.
It can be a fine way to take out cannons. You just gotta make sure not to attack until you have enough.
Yeah, but still, just with 1 or 2, it's
Yeah, 1 or 2 is not a good idea. Every time I see a Sharkbite replay, there's a new chat message I haven't seen before.
So he's gone through 2 cannons just by attacking the cannons, and now he decides to attack the pylon. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, that's really not the best way of dealing with it. Oh. Yeah, sorry, Adrian. It's we're kind of beating on your bot here. I do apologise.
No, don't worry, don't worry. I know it's not perfect.
Nah, but it's good, and like you said, it's only just sort of like quite new on the ladder, so and it's constantly improving. So I'm excited to
This
see
is
what
the
comes
right
out
move
next.
The
Yeah,
roaches are going.
yeah.
Roaches do beat Tempest. For the most part. You wouldn't think so, as one can kill the other. But Tempest just do damage so slowly, and Roaches have so many hit points that you just send them across the map, they'll kill everything before the Tempest can kill them.
Yeah.
Let's see how this goes. He is far behind to start this attack though.
He also lost a bunch of roaches trying to face some cannons.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like he started this, he got to this point in the game very far behind because of the cannon rush.
That Void Ray might actually be quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, but I think this may get that Nexus. Or maybe not.
Yeah, on the workers at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Void Ray is actually worth like 2 Tempests in this situation. Alright, that's it for the Roaches.
I'd say it's worth a bit more because there's a bunch of bonus damage too. But
This is where bot games can get quite slow because you can often see like Sharkbot get distracted by the roaches coming across.
Should be good now though. Larger economy,
Yeah,
large air force, and the roach ball is all but gone. I mean, there's a handful of roaches across the map, but I can't see them getting a lot of damage done.
no, you've got what, 6 spaces to get through? 5 is that?
As Akira says, supplies don't lie.
Yeah, the soup does not lie.
Okay, guys, I'm going to try fast forward as much as possible because now my bot is basically trying to expand, but it's not micro-machine, let's be honest, so
Yeah,
it's going to be almost impossible.
wouldn't it definitely be impossible? He doesn't have enough.
Yes, honestly.
one
I was
worker.
like, why didn't you say almost?
He's got 1 worker, he'll get there.
Yes, with mules. Ooh, almost. I knew I was missing something.
yeah. If only Zergs had mules, it would be so much better. I mean,
Where is your worker anyway?
It's mining gas.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
looks like
Yep.
that. Yeah.
Ah, that's why he survived.
Could be a draw based on this micro.
There we go.
I don't
But
know what
well-
Sharkbot's doing. I mean, he knows about the basis, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the Oracle
It's
is
getting conflicting commands. One command's trying to send it to the 6 o'clock base, the other command's telling it to, I don't know, defend his 11 o'clock base, it looks like.
Oh yeah, against what?
The hatch that's doing nothing.
Oh no.
Can we look at
Watch out.
Protoss's 11 o'clock base? I want to see if the Tempest clicks are up there or not.
That's got unlocked.
Oh, it fixed. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like a dancing roach up there or something going in and out of vision.
Possibly. I mean, it's not got any units at all now. So
No, but
Sprout?
it does have the minerals technically built more.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a bug I have. Like, at the one moment, it's trying to build something, and it builds nothing. if something has gone wrong. I hope I don't face Tyr, because he will take notes of what I'm saying right now. So I won't say anything else unless I have my lawyer with me.
Fair enough. Is it something to do with having a high APM and some commands not getting through because of that, possibly?
No, I mean, I have that problem with the link build, but not happening with my roaches. My roaches get high, not going to lie, but well, in APN, of course, not.
Yeah.
They are very healthy roaches.
I was going to say they don't get high generally. That's a bad idea, you know. Just chilling out, some roaches hanging out with the Marines, just smoking a spliff, going like, actually, I can't say that on Twitch, can I? Sorry.
Yeah. So so I mean, let's see how it goes. I mean, I have tons of patches, but yeah, I mean, I didn't wanted to publish this week for
Yeah.
obvious reasons.
No, fair enough.
I think the next one will be Tyr versus Small Bly. Small Bly, which is active. I mean, I thought that he was a one-hit wonder, but no, he has been updating his bot, and yes, I love that drone getting sooner to the base. But anyway, no spoilers.
Yeah.
And so new camera as well. The last third, as we have right now, the ladder, but has been basically the third one for the whole season. And yeah, who can tell anything about Tyr that we don't know already? Apart from that, he's hiding everything in here, even if he's showing his bot.
I mean, Tyr always hides everything anyway. I mean, he doesn't even put some of the builds we've seen on Probots on the ladder. So
Yeah. He saves everything for the tournaments, which is fair enough.
Mhm. I think that he had his bot out of the ladder for a little while. But anyway, that it's not the only author that was doing that. And yeah, Small Bly, it's one of the ones that honestly I have to say no, 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 no. It's but having his bot in the upper and the lower ladder. But anyway, that is going to change in the next days with the new patches. He's very good in the lower ladder because, well, if he's doing good on the upper one, how can he not to get wrong with the noobs? What else we can say? In here we have a ton. This is when we started to get. No, this is much before. I think it's over here when we started to get all the bots
We're
joining
still
the
seeing
ladder
the robots.
the last week.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, thank you for telling me. That's the reason why I want to keep all this Twitch on the other in the other monitor. Let me switch it. Sorry. I've been talking the whole time about the graph, and nobody's looking at me. Hey, look at me, Mr. Music. So yeah, I mean, we have in here the waves that has been very strong this last week with everybody joining for the probots. Don't want to look anybody, Sabelas. But anyway, yeah, it was
Yeah.
expected. Anyway, it seems that you're going to make it. That's a good point. So, basically, I think that Small Bly is like me. Basically, is asking the creep when is this going to close, and let's see how he handles with Tyr.
Yeah.
Let me switch again to the little bot. By the way, we have to look for a name for that little fella.
I don't know.
We can do a contest.
I mean, like, it's obviously something to do with the fact that he's farting jet fuel out the back somehow. Like, I don't see a jetpack on there, so I only assume it's what he's been eating.
Yes, I mean, of course, he has gone to a Mexican. That's the
Yeah,
that's the thing.
what are you feeding that guy? Like, come on, man.
You know, jalapenos are great at Tesco.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't get them in this country now. Can't get anything at Tesco. Well, okay, maybe we can a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, they are very good on the to conserve. So yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, pre-Brexit you will still have some.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But
Anyway.
yeah, we'll figure out a name for him.
Mhm. I also wanted to tell. We were talking the other day about the authors tournament. I know it's a pain in you know where, but just to tell you that if you need some help to organize again, I will be very happy because it has to be tons of fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolute madness to put everybody together. I don't know how many time zones we live, but yeah,
Oh, it would
it
be
will be
good.
great.
Yeah, so that's I hadn't really thought about it, to be honest, but you know, if we're up for doing one, we'll wait until after Probots is finished, so everyone's sort of like done with all the stress of Probots, and then we'll just do something then, if you like.
That would be nice.
Yeah, it will be around Christmas when they I think it's middle of December if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
When they are supposed to end, so we could have a fun Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, but as I said in Discord, I think it will be like in ladder. Ketrock versus Ares. Sorry, Rasper. Because I
Yeah.
don't know how good is Paul, but I can tell you that Rasper is very good.
Yeah. I'm not very good. Like, I haven't really been playing a lot, so
Okay, this is the fun one, the little drone that is going to make a ton of madness.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with Terran and Ser, but I haven't seen him doing for versus Protoss. Maybe I can get an idea or
yeah,
two.
no, that would be good.
Here it is.
Oh no. Hi, Mr. Drone.
Did you want to make
Choo
a hatch in
choo.
the wall there?
I think there is a gap there, isn't there? Oh, what is?
Yeah, there's a build where you make a hatch to block the wall and you cancel it.
It's not a full wall there. There is space, and there isn't now. Ah, no, he's got all the drones stuck at the front, so they're gonna get.
Like a mineral walk, and that's what you do with this, right? You're supposed to mineral walk.
That's
Ah,
what
okay.
Blay does exactly, doing a mineral walk with that one. But I think that he did the same for Terran and Protoss. And now the famous worker.
Workers on workers.
Yes. But I know that Tyr can do
Yeah,
much
it's
better.
early.
I think he lost too much of this.
I think-
Start, maybe.
Ah,
Wait, it hit 2.5 minutes. His code disabled itself.
No.
His worker defense code disabled itself.
That's what happened to me. I mean, no joke. I mean, I have to change my worker defense because I was deactivating at minute 2, and he is arriving in most of the maps at 2:30. So yes, I mean that thing, like in the Red October, it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a very slow worker push actually works very well, amazingly.
So, is it got anything in production at the moment? Because
But look,
He doesn't
he
have
still
any.
have.
He doesn't have the materials to produce anything.
No, but I just saw his Templeton
He's got
50.
got one sitting in the wall, but that's it.
Yeah. I don't know if that's really going to do it, mate. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look,
you
this
know,
is
Get
quitting.
again.
the hunter got hunt.
Yep.
So basically, this is GG.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
we can
yeah.
just fast forward this now. Although that one worker is going to save him. That one worker is definitely going to save him. Oh, wait, no.
No, because there's still drones there, so the worker died.
Yeah. So I think we're down to our last Probots qualifiers. Are we?
I think that now we are doing the last 3 spots. Sorry, last 2 spots.
Last 2 spots, which will be
So
Spud.
for 3 bots. I mean, and I'm so.
So I think we've got Anibot and Spud, which is probably the ones we should feature. I think Crustacean is also there.
Let me first go before. I mean, we go
So
there.
there's Spud, Annie, Crustacean, and Gensi left that are in the running.
Okay, let me
I
first.
think it's a bit too late for Gensi.
I don't think so. I think Gensi has a lot of games left in this in the last round.
Yeah.
I mean,
So the last
well,
round is going now.
He only has to make up 11 points to catch Annie. It's like 1 loss from an Annie and 1 win from Genzi, and they can be tied again.
Yeah.
This is. I mean, I remember last season that we were thinking about doing maybe kind of a episode like this one in the stream, but basically everything was sold out on the last week. In here, if we will have one round more, I'm pretty sure that things will change. I mean, Crustacean has been up basically all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm here. I put in only 400 games because NA doesn't have so many. But I mean, going there, and these two are very evenly matched. So I mean, I think that I will be in Discord later this evening to say like, yes, these 2 last ones are this or not, because I mean,
Yeah.
anything can happen.
Possibly.
Oh man,
That's-
yeah, they're all piled really close there.
Yeah, we're into our last round though, I think. So
It says the 3 of them fighting for the last 2 spots, right?
yeah.
But
And
isn't there
Spud's
Shashot
well
also
ahead.
participation?
Sorry, what was that?
Isn't Shasha having a bot also in the tournament? He has qualified in the 4 top bots before in the last season.
Who?
So Spud.
Shasha, the Scarlet.
Yeah, she doesn't have her bot on the ladder at the moment. But if she did, it probably could qualify, or it'd be around the breakpoint, I would guess.
Yeah, another shout that I wanted to give here is to Amo, that he was in the last Probots, and he had a creep mine in the 1700 elo points for the whole time since he got back. But at one moment he put the bot out of the ladder, and he never come back. It's a little strange, but yeah, I mean we haven't put Spot on the on the game. I mean, depending on how we go, we are already too late. But so let me know which game would you like to see out of the 4 that we have remaining. So
let's go for an Anibot game. And as it's Anibot, I will let Savalas choose who you want to be shown against.
Well, it doesn't actually matter. I think spawned games are quite interesting. I get beaten up a lot from spots, so I think that could be fine.
Okay, so don't watch. I mean, don't watch the ladder because yes, you know which one I'm going to pick, of course.
Yeah.
Did we actually stop the season? I think there's a new
Yes.
round. that started.
So the season was stopped at 9. So I think that's the last round start then.
All right, so there was a new round just sneaked in.
Possibly, yeah.
for the
So
deadline.
yeah.
So we've got one more
my
full round.
bot.
One more. Okay, sorry guys.
Yeah, around
Might have-
272.
Call Lavi and stop the clients. Okay, are you seeing the screen? The loading screen?
We're seeing the
No,
robot.
we're seeing the bot.
Okay, you should be watching.
Nobody's flying.
There we go.
Blackburn, the buggy map.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anyone expand to the island expansion on Blackburn?
Chaos bot.
Chaos
I tell you, chaos bot.
I try to kill the rocks when I have time over, but in most games I don't get. There's no time to kill them.
I just like hard code deleted that base from my from my bot.
Yeah.
Like around Blackburn, just pretend that base doesn't exist.
Nice to know. I get inspiration from the best.
You could like hide there, and against a bot like me, I would never find you. Maybe.
For some reason, Spot has been always been a really difficult opponent for the Annie and also Genzi. So I really do enjoy watching the games versus two of them.
Yeah, you get some quite fun situations.
In my brain, Spud, Antibot, and Dan the Man 3 were always kind of like the same bot in my head. Because they're always around the same power level. They always played the game somewhat similarly to each other. So whenever I saw them play each other, I never know who was going to win. It would always feel like a close match.
By the way, last season Dan forfeit his spot. Do we know if he's going to go with the crustacean? I think that he was very active with him, so I think that this time he's going to actually take his time.
Yeah, he hasn't said anything, so I would assume that he's in. But you're right, he has forfeited his spot more than once for probots. Not sure why.
Okay, as I don't mind the people talking about my bot, I'm going to talk about the others. I think this is the laziest Reaper I have seen ever. It's more lazy than my Double Lord, which is very hard to say.
He's defending.
Yeah, I mean, besides, why would you want to do anything, right? You know, just hang out there, chill out, take it easy.
Well, in TVT, you have to worry about Reapers, and the best way to defend a Reaper is with a Reaper. You don't want to be chasing around Reapers with like Marines and SCVs because they're just so slow. So getting a defensive Reaper is actually a smart thing to do. Genzibot does the same thing. He builds an early Reaper and never moves out with it.
It's in here when you have to put the wall to avoid the Reaper, right?
I think defensive is.
I do that with my bots, but I don't think like no human Terran player does what I do. They always just build their own Reaper to defend.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're gonna go gasless like I do, where you can't get a Reaper, then you better SimCity really smartly. Otherwise, you're gonna get torn apart by a Reaper all in.
Are there any Reaper Owens on the ladder? I don't think I've seen one.
Not on the ladder, but Dominion Dog does it, and he'll be in Probots. He's not on the ladder at the moment.
In the lower league, I have seen the Reaper Russes.
Yeah.
But
I've
yeah,
definitely
that
seen a lot of Reapers in the past. Even that machine learning bot used to make tons of Reapers. What the heck was that called?
That was one done by Imphy, wasn't it?
No, it was a different author. It was...
What was it? Okay. So I know Imphy was doing a Zerg machine learning one. I can't remember the name of.
But he used to make so many Reapers that the grenades were like, they were like disruptor balls. He would throw down like 12 in one spot and just like blow up a whole pile of roaches.
Ah, yes. Rasper's saying Nick Bok Learns was the
Nickbot
one
Learns,
that done it.
yeah.
Yes, that was the one.
That's it.
Sabelas, I have to ask you, what are these mine doing?
I think it's a bug in the code, so we're
okay.
not finding the right place.
Okay, fine.
Have you checked out?
I did.
Sorry, have you checked out Veterans Mind Control? He does very similar to what you do.
Yeah, actually, years back, Veteran, I mean IC, the author of the Veteran, did use mines in some game, and that inspired me to use the mines also. So this is just a poor copy from the Veteran Mind Control.
Benbot also uses mines, mostly defensively, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I watched Anibot use mines,
Actually,
it inspired me to like, okay, what if you use mines in a way that like as soon as you fire, you like unburrow and retreat, and then you come back again when the cooldown's off. But then I saw Veteran, and Veteran was actually already doing that perfectly. So I'm like, oh, okay, I don't have to do that experiment. We have a new bot now that does it perfectly. And it worked really well for him for a while until people adjusted on the ladder.
yeah,
It's a pity, honestly, that Veteran is not working. Sorry, ASC is not working in Veteran anymore. I mean, it is amazing what he was able to do in so few months, even if he was reusing code.
Yeah. I think he's still the bot I lose the most against. Like, he does better against me than Micro Machine or Eris does. But, yeah, I think he came back with the goal of, like, reclaiming his, his #1 spot that he had many years ago.
Yeah.
And then,
He was actually the winner of the first tournament we ever done. So.
And I've taken a look at his source code, actually. He's made it all public, and it's really good. Like, it looks super clean and easy to work with.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think he kind of gave up on that goal, then he got interested in machine learning, and he made that Cannon Rush bot.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see that then.
He's got a choice. They're both qualified.
Yeah. And I think you can send whatever bot you want to do.
So as long as they're qualified, yeah.
Yeah, they are also qualified, not the bot.
Yeah, he can make a new bot and submit that if he wants to. It's the author that qualifies this. Veteran is certainly better on the ladder, but he has machine learning bots. Yeah, it'll be the second machine learning Cannon Rush bot we've seen in Probots, if he goes. And that bot is capable of beating everyone on the ladder. I've seen it beat Micro Machine, I've seen it beat myself, I've seen it beat Eris.
It's impressive.
Yeah. It's all about walling off that first cannon. If you can do it, it becomes a nightmare to deal with.
what do I look up for Spot? He actually has a really good tank control, way better than I do.
Yeah, his bio tank has always been super solid. Remember, he's had some wars with like Spiny and Eris in the past, and it's all been.
Fun fact, Spud has been the only bot able to take a map out of Ares in Probot.
Yeah, that's true.
Made my homework. Of course it's true.
That's why we pay you the big bucks.
Yes, I'm going to retire next year. Going to the Caribbean.
I do see what you mean about Spud being
Really
like,
hope I
a bit of
won't
a nightmare.
face this up in the books.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a terror, really. There are some big holes in his game, but like if he gets rolling, then yeah, it's pretty nasty.
Nicholas, I once saw you use a build in Probots where it was all factories, but it wasn't Cyclone based. That's the one I want to see again, because that one I thought had a lot of potential. So it was just like a ton of tanks, and then for anti-air you used Thors rather than Vikings. And I think you used it once and it won that game. I can't remember who you were playing at the time.
I don't remember anymore.
Yeah. You lost the series 2-1, but the game you won was with like a pure factory build that looked really cool. It might have even been against Micro Machine. I can't remember. Did you take a game off Micro Machine? Yeah, I can't remember.
Only game I have won against Micro Machine was the Micro Machine crashing, so I think that wasn't
okay.
it.
I'm not even sure if it was TVT even. I can't recall. I think it was TVT, but
yeah.
Got plays that command center.
Ooh, almost. Okay, good game.
I think we can fast forward this one. Well
No
done,
need.
Spud. I really admire your bot.
We all do. We all do. I mean, it's so solid with those tanks.
Yes.
I
Spud
have
hasn't made
nightmares.
it. He hasn't made a deep run in the Probots, has he? He always has really memorable games, but I don't think I've ever seen him in like Final Four or something like that. He probably gets really tough brackets all the time.
I mean, there is some pretty nasty bots out there for him to face. So, but yeah, so I think that's about all our Probots qualifiers.
I mean,
So-
we were closing at amazing. I mean, we got another one here,
Yeah.
and we started at I think it was at 6.
Yeah,
not-
7:54. So that would have been before we closed it. So we closed it at 9 my time, so it would have been 8.
okay.
So
Well, close.
20 o'clock, yeah, 6 minutes.
yeah,
Snuck in.
sorry. So 6 minutes, just another one snuck in. So it will be closing after both of these rounds. So these positions aren't final, obviously, but it does look like that is our Probots qualifiers. We'll have to confirm that with, I think probably Serranus and Drek will probably confirm that at some point once we contact all the authors, and they'll probably
But there's
figure that out.
Gen C is 2 points behind. Honey.
So
I-
at
I'd
the
like-
moment.
I wouldn't call it just yet.
No, certainly not. Not quite
Maybe-
yet.
Nothing is sure yet.
So,
Crustacean's
yeah.
only 17 ahead of Annie, so it's
It'd
possible
be-
the Crustacean get kicked out as well.
Yeah, it'd be good to see Jency in there, of course, but I don't think he's actively working on the bot at the moment. So, you know,
Yeah, last
It-
update was in August.
yeah, it's always best to have the more active authors on there just to, you know, keep things interesting, I find. But obviously, you know, you have to, if he qualifies, it's all down on merit. So, yeah, he gets a spot.
We will see. It will be interesting 24 hours.
Definitely. Oh, good luck if you're on the edge, and good luck, Savalas. I hope you qualify. I think you will.
I
you know.
hope so too. Yeah, we will see.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for the stream.
Yeah, no, it's been great, guys. Thanks, Yana, for
Been a
organizing
bit
this.
longer than normal.
Thank you for being
thank you.
around. I mean, as this will be, I mean, this is totally unofficial, okay? This is basically me taking on the Wikipedia how it was last season for Probots, but unless big changes happens, which of course can happen, something like this might be the first round of Probots. Just FYI.
Oh, that's a nasty draw for you.
You know, if this is like when you go to the Spanish Cup and the first game is versus Barcelona.
Yeah.
You can only do good. I mean, even if you lose 10 goals 0, it's like, well, you know, it's Barcelona and you're third division. So
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, the second, the lower should be with small Bly, if everything goes as expected. Because after that last game, a small Bly can handle tier unless he does something, which of course he will do. But yeah, I mean, against in the lower bracket, I may have some options.
Yeah, this is a completely unofficial bracket, of course.
Totally. I mean,
we don't know what's going on, but certainly that does look like you're going to be up against it in the first round. But you know, we've seen people make very deep runs in the lower bracket as well, so it's not all over from there, certainly. And I'm not saying you can't beat Micro Machine. That's always a possibility as well. I wouldn't rule it out.
I mean, there was a bunker contain that Ketrog did at one point that lost to basically everyone except Micro Machine.
Yeah.
That's a good point because I cannot make bunkers, but yeah, just kidding. Okay, so yeah, I mean just to have a look, but yeah, I mean it will be a very interesting last round. If it is trigger at around 8, it should be around 4 hours later in the next day. So yeah, basically at midday tomorrow, we should have the latest positions.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Well.
Thank you very much, everyone, and let's hope that we have a good transition to the next preseason. And yeah, good luck to everybody that is. But the ones that are trying to take my bot out.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Good luck, everyone. And see you soon.
Yeah, good luck in the tournament, guys. Catch you later.
Yeah, good luck.
See you guys.
See you.
See you.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.